Cause nigga, actually, no, I'm gonna watch this just to get my shit off. Cause nigga, fuck Invincible, nigga, fuck Invincible. I'm so serious. Fuck that nigga. That nigga's a bitch.
Invincible Season 3 is here.
Hold on, let me start from the top so I can.
Invincible Season
Invincible versus Cecil Battle Beliefs.
3 is here. And in the second
Do I
episode,
have
we
to read the title to niggas? Niggas don't need to hear that shit.
see
Come on,
Mark
dog.
confront Cecil about his use of Season 1 villains D.A. Sinclair and Darkwing 2. Mark was disgusted with the fact that these two were not spending the rest of their lives rotting in a jail cell like he thought, and were instead running around free, clearly.
This is my problem. Nigga, your pops is a murderer. Nigga, your pops is a terrorist. That nigga's the worst nigga to ever. Nigga, he's the worst person to ever walk the planet Earth. And he's not even from Earth. Nigga, that nigga's different. And you talking about this nigga? What is this nigga's name? Battle Beast? I forgot what this nigga. Nightwing. His name was Nightwing, right? I think. Oh, you know what? It makes sense because they're both black. The Batman of this universe. This is Nightwing. Makes sense, right? Okay, cool. This nigga started killing shit or whatever. That's cool. I mean, he was wildin'. I do agree he was wildin'. But the nigga became a hero and started helping y'all. That nigga saved your life. Like, you would be dead without this nigga. The whole world would be over without this nigga. And you wanna put him in jail for what? What is he doing in jail? He's gonna be in jail now. What? This shit is foolish, bro.
This confrontation becomes increasingly hostile until Mark tries to flee to the Guardians for help.
And it's the same shit with Sinclair, because I guarantee you, them Invincible niggas would have beat Mark's. Well, let me not say that. Actually, not, because Mark was acting like a punk. But them niggas did help Mark, is what I'm trying to say. The Sinclair niggas helped Mark a lot.
There, Rex accidentally sets off the dead man switch on the sonic weapon, and Cecil loses control of the Reaniman. The situation begins to look dire until Robot manages to block
Again, this isn't even Cecil's fault.
the sonic
I'm
weapon's
Team Cecil, nigga.
signal, allowing Mark to fight off the Reaniman before going after Cecil as well. Okay,
Now you gonna come choke the nigga. I get it, because them niggas was whipping that ass. You know, I feel you. But at the same time, come on, dog.
if you're watching this video, you probably knew all that already, but I wanted to
Facts.
lay the whole situation out to help give some context for the question that I'm looking to answer in this video. And that
Word.
question is, who is right in this situation?
It's Cecil.
Now, I don't think
We
that
know
this
it's
is a
Cecil.
question that we can really answer without
Nigga, I can answer it. It's Cecil, nigga. I don't care. Bro, there's literally nothing them niggas would be doing. He said, oh, them niggas gotta go to jail. What is that gonna do? Nigga, you would be dead. All these niggas would be dead if them niggas wasn't in jail. Or if they were in jail. So what does that do? You should be in jail because you killed niggas on accident before too. Like, what are we talking about, dude? Like, what are we talking about though? Like when Pops put you in the train, that could technically be manslaughter, bro. You didn't even have a trial though. You know why? Because nigga, you're invincible, and two, yeah, you're invincible basically. So you can do more good free than in jail. So I just feel like it's just the foolish thought process, as if jail is gonna do something. What is jail gonna do to niggas? Jail doesn't rehabilitate niggas. Niggas go to jail and get worse, unless you go join the Nation of Islam or some shit. But outside of that, nigga, you go to jail and you get worse. Nigga, every nigga that goes to goes to jail, bro. Every nigga that goes to jail. I'm not gonna speak for everybody. There's some niggas that probably, get in there and probably get right. But a lot of niggas that go to jail, they just end up worse. Cause now I'm just in a cell with other niggas that are also criminals. So now this is who I'm hanging around. And then when I get out, nigga, I can't get a job. So now I'm just gonna have to keep doing this. Like, I feel like this shit is foolish, bro. But that's some real life shit. But even in this instance, it's like, bro, Cecil personally rehabilitated them niggas. So then what else is there for them to do? Them doing what they're doing is righting the wrongs. It's community service, nigga. But that's how I feel.
first asking ourselves a couple of other questions. The first question we should be
Cecil a
asking
real nigga,
ourselves
bro.
is, should Cecil be employing these reformed villains?
Yes.
Now, I think that the showrunners picked these two villains specifically to show that this question does not have a black and white answer. Sinclair and Darkwing are on two very different sides of the spectrum.
Not gonna lie, okay. Yeah, Darkwing is completely cool. That nigga Sinclair is a terrorist. I ain't gonna lie. Sinclair is different. That nigga Sinclair is really different. I can feel Mark on Sinclair, but Nightwing, Darkwing. That's low-key racist. Why they call him Darkwing though? But regardless,
when it comes to how evil they are. When looking at what Darkwing has done, I don't really even think that he would constitute as evil, at least not to me. Misguided, yeah, sure,
yeah,
but
for
when you
sure.
take a step back and look at Darkwing's character as a whole, I think it paints him in a very different light than how Mark sees him. When
Yeah,
Omni-Man killed the
like
Guardians,
I just don't think like Sinclair makes sense because Sinclair was on some that nigga was wild. He was on some other shit. But Darkwing, it doesn't even really make sense that he has this much beef with Darkwing. It doesn't. It truly doesn't to me.
including Darkwing 1, he not only killed this Darkwing's mentor, but
Yeah, he
also it's
killed
probably safe
OG.
to assume that he was his father figure as well. If we're
Yeah,
looking at it as Darkwing 1 is a Batman stand-in, then Darkwing 2 would have to be a Robin or
Nightwing.
Jason Todd stand-in.
So
Regardless, he lost a very important person in his life, so it seems that he threw himself into the only thing that he knows, fighting crime in Midnight City. Now, we only saw Midnight City for a brief period of time when Invincible confronts Darkwing 2, but what we do know is that the city has been cursed to exist in perpetual darkness. Now, I'm not a mental health expert or anything, but I'm pretty sure spending that amount of time in complete darkness, with no day or night cycle to regulate your sleeping and such, I could imagine that would not be very good for your mental health. So I can
yeah,
definitely see why Darkwing 2 may have been going a little bit crazy at this point. Also,
yeah,
again, if we're looking at Darkwing 1 and 2 as Batman and Robin stand ins, then I think it's safe to assume that the crime in Midnight City is comparable to the crime in Gotham. Which, if you've ever seen a Batman movie, then you know the crime there is fucking awful. So, was Darkwing right to be killing these petty criminals in Midnight City? No, definitely not. But they are still criminals. And I'd imagine Midnight City doesn't have a lot of good people still living there, so most of the criminals he would fight are probably choosing to be there. I don't
yeah.
think that anything I said really gives Darkwing the right to be running around murdering people, but I am saying that I understand he was probably in a really bad place after his mentor was murdered. He was definitely going a little crazy from living in Midnight City and fighting criminals non-stop. But honestly, killing criminals and killing innocent civilians for no reason is not the same thing.
You're not
Okay, bring
even
him
remotely.
in. He's lost it.
You think? You hear them too? Huh? The voices.
You know that nigga's
Oh,
crazy.
hey, you're coming with me.
That nigga's a
Okay.
nut.
Now, speaking of killing innocent civilians, let's talk about Cecil's use of DA Sinclair. Sinclair wasn't killing criminals, he was literally abducting innocent civilians, torturing them, and turning
Nah,
them
that's
into
wild.
monsters. For what goal, you might ask? Well, he didn't really have a goal. He was
Wait,
basically
wait, okay. Why didn't I mean obviously he's supposed to be a villain, whatever, but inside the show, let's just be inside the show. Why didn't he just use like just go to cemeteries? You know what I'm saying? Like he could have just went in the casket and boom.
just a
Niggas
mad
wouldn't even know.
scientist who was experimenting on people for the sake of science, as he says.
All human failings are simply engineering challenges crying out to be solved. We're
Okay.
machines, and the sooner we recognize that, the sooner we'll reach our true potential.
Not only that, but I think he was pretty clearly getting enjoyment out of what he was doing as well, going as far as to mock and laugh at his victims before experimenting on them. D.A. Sinclair is a literal psychopath, and without a doubt deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison. Also,
Yeah.
are you telling me that Cecil didn't have the ability to reverse engineer the Reanimen without him? If Cecil really wanted to use these monsters, I'm almost positive that
I
him
mean,
and
I
the
think the assumption would be that Sinclair is this super genius that also he's just on a higher level than niggas on some Dr. Stone shit. So you would need his intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
DDA could have easily replicated the technology. These two villains were
Easily is
perfectly
questionable.
contrasting choices for Cecil to use. They really help represent this gray area that Cecil exists in. He's not really
Yeah.
a bad guy, but he's also definitely not a good guy.
I think Cecil's a good guy, bro. Maybe I'm tripping. I think Cecil's a good guy.
think that Cecil is the tool that the showrunners are using to show Mark that sometimes you have to do bad things for the betterment of the world and everyone in it. This doesn't make you a bad guy. Just like the director before Cecil said,
You can be
Hold
who
on. You
could
know
be.
what? Fuck that. I think Mark is a bad guy. You know why? Hey, Spider-Man said with great power comes great responsibility. You know what this nigga did when the world needed him most? That nigga's brother was outside. His mama was in the crib. Could have easily gotten harmed. And guess what? This nigga stayed for nigga Adam Eve. Are you serious? That nigga stayed inside the hospital for Adam Eve. Your mom is out there. And you talking about Adam Eve. You just started talking to her a month ago, nigga. Are you serious? Hoe ass nigga? Mark ass nigga? Bro, this nigga just chose. Yeah, nah, bro. I'm gonna just stay in the hospital. You can't make me go. What? I hate that nigga. That nigga a
Guy.
bitch. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not sorry. Fuck that nigga.
Or the guy who saves the world. You
And
kill
I'm gonna
him.
keep watching the show because I fuck with old boy with the one eye, Cyclops. Damn, what's his name, bro? Alan. I rock with Alan. That's my dog. And he got the upgrade now. I'm really fucking with him. I'm trying to see Alan again, bro. Yeah, and I'm trying to see Nolan. I'm trying to see Battle Beast low key, because apparently Battle Beast beat the other guy. Like they could low key make some shit happen. And I want to see Invincible go through another training arc next season so that he can beat someone on the level of Conquest. Because realistically, if he never started beefing with Cecil, he might have beat Conquest easier. Just
Both.
saying.
Okay, so now we've talked about Cecil's use of apparently reformed villains, but remember, the question I'm asking in this video is who is right in this whole situation? Even though Mark was
But
angry
you know what? I do have one beef with Cecil. He did put Conquest in like some underground tunnel. Nigga, you're dumb.
about Cecil using these aforementioned villains, I don't think that Mark would have ever even considered attacking Cecil until he was brought into the White Room and threatened by the Reanimen. This is
Okay, to be fair, that nigga Mark was puffing his chest out a lot. So, like, if I'm talking to a nigga that's super powered and I know this nigga can flick my nose and kill me, bro, stop. Like, don't put bass in your voice while talking to me, nigga. Like, nigga, this shit is too serious. Nigga, you better chill, bro. So, I don't think Cecil's wrong for doing that. Because realistically, nigga, if this nigga wants to cut my head off with his hand, he can. Like, if this nigga just gets mad, it just pushes me, I might fall into like I might fall. Nigga, I might hit my head on a wall. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't like the way the nigga was walking the nigga down. I didn't like that. So I'd have probably done the same shit.
also where Cecil revealed that he had the sonic weapon planted in Mark's head without his knowledge. So for the next part of this video, I want you all to consider the question, is Cecil right to have countermeasures?
Now, right, that's questionable, but at the same time, niggas fuck with Batman. Batman did the same shit with Superman. That nigga keeps kryptonite on him at all times to make sure if Superman tweaks out, we can nerf this nigga. That's the same shit. I'm not against that, bro. I'm not against that. It's practical. It's a practical man. No one man should have all that power, bro.
In place for Mark? Personally, I think so. Mark is literally the most dangerous
Yeah.
being on the
Wait, hold on.
personally, I is Cecil right to have
Yeah,
countermeasures
okay.
in place for
Shout
Mark?
out to this nigga, bro.
Personally, I think so.
Yeah,
Mark is literally the most dangerous being on the
yeah.
planet right now.
Like this nigga could dead ass just have a bad day and just destroy a whole city in a second. That's a fucking problem, nigga. And he's 19 or something, like 20, maybe. And this nigga got his first or second, I guess, real girlfriend. And like this nigga's already madly in love with her. If let's say she cheated on him, that nigga could just tweak out and just kill the whole nigga's family. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that, bro. We don't need that, nigga. We need countermeasures for shit like that. Like we have to have balance, nigga.
For most of the other heroes, if they went rogue, they could probably be dealt with using conventional methods, or at least the other heroes. Mark has also been becoming increasingly more unhinged ever since his fight with his dad and then Angstrom Levy, which also just so happened to be the first time that he killed someone, even if it was by accident. I think at this point in the story, Mark is almost as big of a threat to the planet as his dad was. Speaking of
Yeah.
Omni-Man, Cecil knows that he made a big mistake by becoming complacent when Omni-Man was still on Earth.
And that's exactly that nigga doesn't want to repeat that shit. Cause nigga, if Mark tweaks out, I mean shit. The only nigga that nigga if Mark the only reason Nolan didn't tweak all the way out and completely, you know what I'm saying, take over the planet is because of Mark. If Mark tweaked out, what are you gonna do? There's nothing. There's nothing you can do.
We got to see the scene of when Omni-Man first arrived, and the GDA knew that he was lying, but still decided to let him stick
Now, obviously, Ma Dukes and, you know what I'm saying, Adam Evil probably put that shit to a cease, but still.
around. Omni-Man basically acted as a sleeper agent for the most dangerous beings in the universe, and Cecil allowed him to roam freely before he unexpectedly killed his best assets and single-handedly caused more destruction to the planet than any supervillain had during Cecil's tenure as director. He made the mistake of trusting a Viltrumite once, and I doubt he intends to ever do that again. Cecil's
Yeah.
responsibilities are to the citizens of Earth. His position forces him
Facts.
to look beyond friendship, trust, or empathy.
So I can't call off the one thing that might stop them both.
This is why I have always hated you.
That's why I hate me too.
I do think that Cecil made a big mistake by alienating Mark at this point in the story, though. Him and
Yeah.
Oliver are by far their best chances to help defend Earth against any type of Viltrumite attack. Without those two on
Like,
his side,
see, and I hate that this nigga does the, hey, stay away from my family. Nigga, what is Cecil gonna do to your little brother who also has superpowers and is a crash out? What is he gonna do? Nothing. He can't do anything. He couldn't do anything if he tried to. He couldn't do anything if he wanted to. What is he gonna do to your mom?
Cecil really doesn't have any defenses against this imminent threat. Now, the final question that I think we need to ask is, was Mark right to have reacted the way that he did? Now, I'll just start off by saying that I think both of them were definitely overreacting a bit. Who knows what would have
Yeah.
happened if Cecil
It's a
never
nigga
sent
moment. But it's not niggas. But it's still a nigga moment, basically. That's really what it is. It's a nigga moment. Niggas didn't communicate, niggas couldn't talk it out, so it turned into some shit. And it really wasn't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Niggas couldn't sit down and talk about it. So yeah.
Darkwing and
That's
the
real life though.
Reanimen in to save them. All of the best heroes in the world were down there, and they definitely could have died without Cecil's intervention. But I also think that this situation wouldn't have ended up nearly as bad if Cecil never escalated it by bringing Mark into the White Room. It seems like Mark thought that Cecil was being a little dramatic with all this, but Mark clearly can't see how threatening he is to a normal person
Yeah,
like
nigga, don't walk me down as invincible, nigga. Don't walk me down, nigga.
Cecil. We see how scary he can be when he slaughters 10 Reanimen over the course of 30 seconds right in front of Cecil. So at that point, you can't really blame Cecil for upping the ante. Still, he repeatedly tries to talk Mark down, and Mark continues to press him, arguably even egging him on.
Is that all you got?
Why did you have to ask that, kid?
Yeah, like just
Once
chill,
Cecil
bruh.
uses the sonic
Just
weapon, though,
vibe.
all bets are off. They are
Yeah,
past the
now
point
he's
of
wildin'.
talking it out, so I don't blame Mark for being extremely
Yeah.
upset by this. To Mark, he always saw Cecil as a friend, or at least a trusted coworker, and this was a complete violation of that trust. He
Yeah.
realizes that Cecil has never seen him as
Cecil should have definitely told him that though, so that it wouldn't turn into that. Because if he would have told him, it would probably been cool. Because I don't think he's like completely unreasonable.
anything besides a threat, or
Look at me talking like this about a show.
at the most, a tool
This
to
shit
be
is not real
used.
life.
What even are we to him? We're weapons.
See, I hate these bitch ass niggas started talking and acting like nigga, you're not y'all niggas. None of y'all niggas are invincible, bro. Niggas is not scared of you. Hey, fireball, nigga. Niggas isn't scared of you, bro. Niggas is not scared of you. You're Ant-Man, Ant-Woman. What are you? You're a robot. Niggas isn't scared of you. Niggas don't care. Like, I hate that
Like
shit.
his tanks and guns and all that stuff. Useful until we're not.
Something interesting that I saw someone
Like,
say on
what?
Twitter about this was that at one point, if Cecil had simply asked Mark if he could use this sonic weapon, Mark may have very well said yes. Deep
Yeah, he
down,
probably
I
coulda
think that
did that.
Mark knows that Cecil is right to be careful about him. After he accidentally killed Angstrom, Mark is terrified that he may lose control like that again and hurt someone. What do you guys think? Do you think if Cecil had asked him about the sonic weapon
Nah, he
before this
probably would've.
point that Mark may have consented to it? Let me know down in the comments
Or at
below.
least even if he did it and then told him after, like, yeah, nah, we did that shit because nigga, you like if you wild out, we're done. You know what I'm saying? Niggas would have been cool.
Below. The last point I want to make about this is that Cecil is right about Mark being a hypocrite. He was very quick
That's
to forgive
facts.
his father, but he refuses to give anyone else a second
That's
chance.
facts.
Keep in
Talk
mind,
to him.
Mark also made a mistake when he killed Angstrom, yet he
Yeah.
brushes it off just as a necessity. He
Talk
doesn't
to him,
realize
nigga.
that everything Cecil is doing are things that he also sees as necessities to
Talk
help
to them
keep Earth
niggas, man.
safe.
You're a
Yeah.
hypocrite, waltzing off to help your mass
Cause
murdering
niggas
dad.
on Twitter were on this nigga's dick, and every person in this nigga's life outside of Cecil is on his dick, so they won't disagree with the nigga when he's wrong. I hated that shit in the show. Niggas didn't give no pushback. Nah, he's wrong. Adam Eve talking about nah, he's wrong. He's wrong. Like why would he do that? Like why would he do that? Nigga, that's why you can't have I was finna bug out. Nigga, never talk to female friends about, you know what I'm saying, about some shit. Cause niggas will never be honest with you, bro. Like niggas are gonna try to be nice or whatever, bro. If you talk to a real thorough nigga, niggas are gonna be like, yeah, nah, you're bugging. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you can't realistically in a situation, you can't talk to your mom because she not gonna be honest with you. That's where you need pops. You can't talk to your girl because nigga, she not gonna be honest like that. That's just facts though. It's
But
just
God
facts.
forbid anyone else screws up and then tries to make good.
So, what do you guys think? Is Cecil right about all this? Using reformed villains for good, putting countermeasures in place for Mark? Do you think that either of them were right to react the way that they did? When Cecil was put in prison, he learned that sometimes you that at this point in the story. Mark puts Cecil in a really tough position. Cecil is just doing what he has to do to protect Earth. That is his #1 priority. There's a looming
Facts.
threat of an evil empire of beings that, as far as we've seen, cannot be killed, and they've
Yeah.
made it clear that they are coming to Earth. Now, I don't think that Cecil handled this situation as well as he could have, but I also think that Mark is being a bit naive and hypocritical about his stance on right and wrong. He's
Hell
looking
yeah.
at all this from a golden age of comics viewpoint where you're either a good guy or you're a bad guy, and good always triumphs over evil. When really, this is much more of a Bronze Age kind of story where the lines get blurred and sometimes good people have to do bad things to survive. I'd love to hear your opinions about
Bronze
all this
Age type
down
of
in the
story. I don't
comments.
know what it
I'd
means
also
by
like
that.
to know, what do
By
you
that.
guys think about season 3 so far? I think the first 3 episodes were fantastic, and personally, I
This is one of the
cannot wait
first
to
three episodes.